Today is a different video. Hey guys, welcome back to Jacob Arts. I didn't know what to make for a video today, so I'm going to talk about Five Nights at Freddy's and Silver Eyes. I haven't even made it to the first chapter, but I am going to talk a little bit about it. Now, I don't usually give spoiler warnings on my channel just because, I don't know why, but for some reason my brain automatically thinks so. All these weird things that I'm talking about, that none of the people watching my channel are going to know anything about. They obviously know what I'm talking about. Even though myself, which is my brain kind of, knows that that's not true. But I will today. The Silver Eyes and the other novels, Twisted Ones and the Fourth Closet. Spoilers. I have barely made it into the book, but every spoiler matters. So if you haven't read it and you want to in the future, either click off this video or take a risk because of how little I've read. Okay, so for starters, before I describe it, let's read the back of the book. From the creator of the best-selling horror video game series, Five Nights at Freddy's. 10 years after the horrific murders at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza that ripped their town apart, Charlie, whose father owned the restaurant, that's Henry in the games, and her childhood friends reunite on the anniversary of the tragedy and find themselves at the old pizza place. Charlie was also the puppet in the games, which had been locked up and abandoned for years. After they discover a way inside, they realize that things are not as they used to be. The four adult-sized animatronic mascots that once entertained patrons have changed. They now have a dark secret and a murderous agenda. So I've barely made it far at all, but let me talk about a few things that are practical, not the story. There's a mark every time there's a new chapter, as you can see there. My bookmark is over here, so if we go to the top, you can still see lines. That's not even finishing the first chapter. So the writing style is slow and the chapters are long. And that's not my favorite thing. It depends on who's reading it. I think I'll enjoy it, but I am not a big fan of the long chapters and writing style. I kind of just, even though I don't mind the writing style much, I kind of wish it would just speed up. Because I want to hear the story, but I don't want to hear so much stuff, and it's a bit vague in the beginning. So usually I like to stop at chapters with books, and that's what I wanted to do with this book too, but the chapters are just a dangerous level of long. So for me at least. But so I didn't make it through the first chapter. But apart from that, it's good so far. Now let's talk about the story so far. Second spoiler warning. If pause the video now, or pause it a few seconds from now, or click off if you don't want spoilers. I'll give you a minute. Okay, we all good? Okay then. If you didn't click off and haven't read the book, prepare for spoilers. Even though a lot of the stuff has been spoiled for me already. So far, in summary, because I don't like doing complicated things, Charlie, the main character, by the way, these books are canon to the games, but as Scott Cawthon himself has said, they are only canon when they don't contradict things that we already know. So the stuff in this book that contradicts things we already know in the games, that's not canon. But stuff that we don't know in the games, that's in this book, and the other books, is canon. Now, so far, Charlie, our main character, is coming back to her childhood town, neighborhood, town thing home. Her childhood home town. To see her friends, and even though it's very macabre, they are there for the whole town to mourn the anniversary of the original murders at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. So those exist in this book too. Now, she drives, and then, this is only as far as I've gotten, she visits her childhood home and is just looking around her house. Although there's a very lovable character that I like, which isn't even a real character, named Theodore the Rabbit, because her father created toys for her, animatronic toys, because Henry from the games makes animatronics. And I'll show an image of him on screen now, but he's just like a very worn animatronic rabbit who says, "I love you," in her father's voice. And I haven't gone far enough to realize why, but she tears up at that. I think her dad might be dead. Probably dead. Or Henry. And then, once she's done with that, which takes a while, she leaves and goes to visit the place where their anniversary of death, and sees her friends. Now, I haven't gotten to that part yet. I mean, I have, but I haven't read through it. Her childhood friends. But that's as far as I've gotten. That's Five Nights at Freddy's The Silver Eyes preview. Bye-bye.